in the mythical world of ancient China, a land of legendary monsters, evil witches, and sinister villains, the wise monk Tripitaka and his protector Monkey set out on a treacherous journey in search of the fabled Scrolls of Wisdom. Joined by Pigsy and Sandy, these four companions travel together through this strange and magical world, enduring perilous adventures and dangerous adversaries on their mission for the Emperor and all of China. The Legends of the Monkey King is China's greatest story. It is an expedition unlike any other ever taken. It is the journey to the West. As Monkey and his companions continued their westward journey, they drew near to Fire Cloud Cave, home of the Scarlet Scamp, a spoiled, naughty little boy who had grown tired of playing with children's toys.
Hey, I know! I'll get the Mountain Master to bring me a real live horse. I'm done with this kid stuff. Hey, you! Go get me a horse!
But it's impossible. There aren't any around here.
Then your back will do quite nicely.
My dear boy, I am the Mountain Master, and my importance and my dignity will just not allow it.
Not anymore, because I'm the master now and you're my horse.
All right.
I'm all ready to ride you now. Why aren't you in position?
I've given it some thought, and I really think I'd rather not.
I don't care. Get down on your knees and do it now.
I strongly object.
I do what the boy says.
Huh?
What the Scarlet Scamp asks for, he always gets.
I'm starting to lose my temper over here.
Oh, sorry to keep you waiting.
Giddy up, horsey, away! Come on! Move it! Come on, you can go faster than that! Giddy up!
Meanwhile, a sentry was making his way with great haste to Fire Cloud Cave with extraordinary news.
Little Master!
Little Master!
4 pilgrims are coming this way.
Ha-ha! I'll capture one, or all of them!
The Scarlet Scamp held himself in such high esteem and thought so little of everyone else that the idea of capturing travelers to use them as toys seemed perfectly logical to him. Tripitaka, Monkey, and their friends were headed for great danger.
Wait! Whoa! Do you hear that? It sounds like a child calling.
No, Master, it's just a bird.
Thanks to Monkey, who had sensed that something was not quite right, Tripitaka and his companions avoided the Scamp's trap.
They got away!
Not one to give up easily, the Scarlet Scamp decided to lay his trap again, using slightly different tactics this time.
No! Oh, somebody help me! I twisted my ankle and I can't walk!
Whoa!
Oh, my
Listen, it's that voice again.
Yeah, and it's no bird.
Don't you know what a bird sounds like? It's a copy crow. Its call mimics the sound of a child.
Whoa, we're coming!
And so, once again, the Scarlet Scamp's plans were thwarted.
What do we have to do to get these people's attention?
Finally, Tripitaka was able to bring his horse under control, and the others caught up. But they'd hardly had time to catch their breath, then the voice called out again.
Help! Bandits tied me up.
Were there any witnesses?
Well, no, there weren't, but they did it all the same, honest. What kind of scamp would make a thing like this up?
Don't worry, you're safe now. Pigsy, would you go and untie the child?
Wait! Huh? Tell me, why in the world would bandits care about you?
Why, to steal my treasure.
So they were after your treasure, huh?
That's what I just said.
Do you want to tell me what a child could have that's worth stealing?
That's enough, Monkey. Pigsy, untie the child. He's suffered enough already.
I'll bet he's the son of wealthy parents who'll be so pleased at his release, they'll reward us with a huge banquet. Oh, I can taste it now.
Oh, no! My legs are sore. I can't walk. Ow!
I'd be delighted to share my horse with you.
No, I'm afraid of horses.
Well then, Pigsy, you can carry him.
Oh, no. He's too scary to ride. I'm too afraid of him.
Well then, who would you find acceptable?
I want to ride on the monkey's back.
All right, I'll carry you. It'll be a real pleasure. Now listen here.
Ow!
I'm onto
Let
you.
go. You're hurting me.
Just don't try anything.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Come along, Monkey. We must be on our way.
But Master, listen.
I've heard enough from you.
Giddy up, giddy up. Yeah. You're awfully bony, you know. This isn't a very comfortable
Be
ride.
quiet. I have a stone in my shoe.
All right, but don't fall too far behind.
That's enough. Let me down.
Huh?
In the twinkling of an eye, the scarlet scamp had disappeared, and an odd-looking pink mist hovered over the forest floor. The mist drew itself into a little red whirlwind, which grew and grew in power. Tripitaka was taken up into the air by the whirlwind, which spun skyward and disappeared.
Huh? Pigsy! Pigsy, wake up! Come on!
No. What was that red thing, Monkey?
Settle down, boy. We'll get the master back.
Did I really see that red thing carry him away?
That's right. I knew all along that rotten little kid was up to no good.
The boy? I don't believe it.
I'm sure you're mistaken.
Oh, no, I'm not. But since you don't believe me, I'll just call on the mountain spirit of this region and see what he says about it. Come, mountain spirit!
I am the Mountain Master. What can I do for you?
We're looking for a rotten child.
There's one at Firecloud Cave.
Boy, that sounds like an evil place.
It wasn't till the Scarlet Scamp came to live there.
Who in the world is the Scarlet Scamp?
He's the most ill-natured, badly behaved, stubborn child you can imagine, who even looks down his nose at his elders.
So just where did this little bundle of trouble come from? Who are his parents?
His mother is the Iron Fan Princess, who's a rather crafty, underhanded girl, and his father's Lord Taurus.
He's an old friend of mine. I feel much better about all this now. Because when the Scarlet Scamp learns that I'm an old friend of his father's, he'll be sure to return Tripitaka.
Think he might be willing to spring for a feast?
Well, you could always ask, Pigsy. You look mighty fierce for a boy.
What do you want?
We've come for our friend.
You think I'll hand my prisoner over to you just because you'd like me to?
Well, it would be the gentlemanly thing to do, especially since I'm an old friend of your father, Lord Taurus.
And that makes us practically relatives.
You want him back, I'll make you a deal.
What did you have in mind?
Just a little contest.
A contest? Who with?
Me. I win he's mine, you win he's yours.
So what's it to be?
Arm wrestling.
Arm wrestling with him! You don't stand a chance!
You may want to rethink this.
Nope. And remember, if you lose, the prisoner belongs to me forever.
Well,
Sure.
alrighty then. I'll go first.
But was the Scarlet Scamp intending to play fair? And why did a strange and magical butterfly suddenly appear over their heads out of nowhere? Very quickly, Pigsy became aware that his opponent was stronger than he looked. However, Pigsy gradually gained the upper hand.
I've got you!
That's so.
Huh? Oh.
At the crucial moment, down came the butterfly. A second of distraction and...
You lose. I win. I win. You lose. I'm the greatest. Don't be a sore loser. I beat you fair and square, you windbag.
My turn.
Go.
It It was a little tougher for the Scamp this time around, since he was winded from his bout with Pigsy. But it wasn't much easier for Monkey, although the thought that Trippy-Taka's return depended on him helped spur him on.
You won't win!
Yes, I will! Come on, Monkey, you can do it!
The Scamp realized he would have to cheat if he was to beat Monkey. Desperately, he racked his brain for a plan.
Hey, look who's here!
So, you want a real fight, do you?
Charge!
The Scamp was a fierce fighter, but Monkey was determined not to lose to Pitaka.
Be careful! He's throwing toys! Talk about a tantrum! What a brat!
But the Scarlet Scamp had more than a few old toys up his sleeve. The same pink mist that had appeared in the forest moved toward Monkey. Instead of a whirlwind, this time it became a magic rope that bound poor Monkey hand and foot. But the Scamp's victory was short-lived.
Huh? Hey, what the?
Now he had only one last hope.
Huh?
At the sight of the Scarlet Scamp's scorching fire breath, Monkey and Pigsy ran for their lives. The Scamp had won the day.
I'm a hero!
The victorious Scarlet Scamp was confident that Trippy-Taka would now remain his prisoner forever. But he hadn't heard the last from Monkey, Pigsy, and Sandy yet. The journey to the west had come to a halt. Trippy-Taka had been captured by the Scarlet Scamp, a naughty child with great powers. Sandy was waiting for Monkey and Pigsy to return from their rescue attempt.
We're back.
So what happened?
We failed! He tried to burn us!
This isn't going to be easy. We're going to need some help with this fellow. Why don't we ask the Sea King?
Hey, you know, Sandy, that's a brilliant idea. I will.
At the Sea King's palace, Monkey announced his arrival. Answering the summons, the Sea King and his 3 brothers assembled in the palace courtyard.
I've come for your help, mighty Sea King. My companion Trippy-Taka has been imprisoned by the fire-breathing Scarlet Scamp. I was hoping you might assist in our rescue attempt by dousing his fire with rain.
Why should this be any concern of ours?
Our realm is the oceans and seas. Why should we get involved in your silly land problems?
Besides, why should we do a favor for you, huh?
Unless I'm mistaken, I was speaking to the mighty Sea King and not his meddling brothers.
I'm listening.
You are far too strong-minded to let them make decisions for you. Right?
Yes, I'm actually tremendously strong-minded, I'll have you know. And from the moment you came here, I'd made up my mind to help you. Don't pay attention to my brothers. They were just having a little fun.
We'd love to make some rain.
When do we start?
Well, we can get started right now if you'd like.
Right, we'll show that Scarlet Scamp. Meet me at Fire Cloud Cave.
We shall be there, Monkey.
While Monkey negotiated with the Sea King and his brothers, Pigsy and Sandy anxiously awaited his return. Well, at least Sandy waited. For Pigsy, waiting time usually turned into nap time. Unless, of course, he found himself in the presence of food that cried out to be eaten.
Monkey's coming.
Yes? Where? Huh?
Well, I saw the Sea King. We'll have the master free in no time. Don't you worry.
Leaving Pigsy and Sandy behind, Monkey sped through the gathering thunderheads to Trippy-Taka's prison, where the Sea King and his brothers were waiting for him.
Let the skies darken and rumble. Let the waters be made ready.
And as the storm gathered, Monkey boldly approached the Scarlet Scamp's hideaway.
I demand the release of the monk Trippy-Taka!
But the gate did not budge. Monkey was beside himself with fury. It was unthinkable that a child could halt the sacred journey on a mere whim. no child could resist investigating such a loud noise, and so out marched the Scarlet Scamp with a great show of bravado.
Give me Trippy Taka!
Make me! The monk is my toy and you can't have him unless you beat me and you won't!
Don't be too sure!
Monkey flew to the top of the cliff to do battle for the sake of his friend's freedom. Both Monkey and the Scarlet Scamp were able warriors, and it seemed that victory would be Monkey's because his cause was much greater than the Scamp's willfulness, until suddenly... The Scarlet Scamp feared for a moment that this time he'd gone too far, but his concern was short-lived.
Am I or am I not the greatest fighter who ever lived? Hey, why you do?
Thank you, Scamp! Hey!
Since he could not outfight Monkey, the Scamp turned to his old tricks.
Sea King! Give us rain!
Whatever magic the Sea King and his brothers used to create storms was working in fine form, for black clouds began to pour rain upon the earth and the Scamp's fire. But instead of quenching the fire, the water seemed instead to be adding fuel to it. The fire burned brighter and brighter and began to spread. It was becoming an inferno.
Huh? What's going on?
Big mistake, monkey! Water makes my fire burn fiercer! Watch!
It was true. As if doused with oil, the fire grew more intense.
My rain is powerless against this fire. Sorry, Monkey, you're on your own.
And the Sea King left, taking the storm clouds with him. The Scamp was not about to let Monkey escape. He sent one final blast of flame after Monkey. At first, it seemed Monkey could outfly it, but suddenly, to the Scamp's delight, Monkey plunged into the trees. Meanwhile, Sandy and Pigsy were still waiting in the woods for Monkey to return with Trippy Taka.
Sandy! Trouble! I heard a splash! And I thought I saw Monkey making a crash landing!
Huh? You heard a splash, you say?
I know I did! Monkey might have fallen into the river after being wounded! Who knows what the Scamp's capable of? We have to find him!
Where is this river?
It's just up ahead! Follow me! Huh? Huh? Not a sign of him! But he has to be here! I heard that splash and I saw him!
I see something!
Where? Where? Oh, is it? Yes, it's Monkey!
Come on! Wake up! Wake up! Don't you play with me!
What's wrong with him?
Monkey did not appear to be hurt to Sandy. He took his unconscious friend to the shore.
Oh, maybe he's under a sleeping spell of some kind. If he's just out cold from his fall, he should wake up pretty soon.
Sandy and Pigsy were so concerned about Monkey that they were unaware they had attracted a curious onlooker.
Come on, Monkey, snap out of it, old friend.
It was to no avail.
What's wrong with him? Why doesn't he wake up? It has to be a sleeping spell, Sandy.
No!
The two friends were crushed. Sleeping spells could last for years. How could they carry on without Monkey?
He's always been so brave that he never once let us down when we were in trouble. Sandy, what'll we do now? We can't possibly finish our quest without Monkey with us. He was the finest companion and boldest warrior I've ever known.
Oh, Pigsy, we never appreciated him as we ought to when we had him.
Oh, when I think of how I teased the little guy and all the times I thought about nothing but my stomach.
I'll say.
Monkey, you're all right.
I guess if you want to find out who your friends are, you gotta fake a sleep spell.
Why, I gotta fix you, but good.
Yeah, you little monkey.
But we still have to find a way to free Trippy Taka.
Right, maybe we should call on Guan Yin.
I'll go, okay?
You know where to find her?
Pigsy swore he could find her, which interested a certain onlooker very much.
I guess you're not important enough to rescue.
Little Master, we're in big trouble. I overheard the pig say he's going to get Kuan Yin to help rescue the monk.
I'm so worried.
But first, Pigsy had to find Guan Yin.
I have a feeling she's around here somewhere. Wait a minute! I think I just spotted her!
Sure enough, the goddess Kuan Yin, the pilgrim's patron, sat meditating at the bottom of a rocky gorge. Pigsy floated down before the great goddess, who is now their best hope in this time of desperate need.
This is an unexpected pleasure. What brings you here, pilgrim?
Noble goddess, Tripitaka is the prisoner of the Scarlet Scamp.
And why didn't Monkey prevent such a dreadful thing from happening? It should have been easy.
He tried as hard as he could, but the scamp used trickery.
Yet Monkey, too, has trickery.
But there's a difference between trickery and outright cheating. The scamp is just too clever.
Well, if he's too clever for you, then there's nothing I can do.
What? Then the pilgrimage is to end?
If you're not able to match wits with a small boy, then the pilgrimage must end.
You're testing me! Oh, come on, Pigsy, show courage. I won't give in to despair, and I know we can set Tripitaka free if only we had a little help from you!
That's the spirit, Pigsy. Now lead the way.
With the goddess Kuan Yin by his side, Pigsy was sure that victory was close at hand.
Open. In you go.
Can't we rest first?
Move it!
Pigsy's been gone a little too long for my liking.
I'll go check the cave.
And that's exactly where Pigsy was.
Oh, please, goddess, can't you do something? Why are you just standing there? Huh? You think you're pretty clever, don't you?
Monkey landed at the sealed entrance of Fire Cloud Cave. He needed to find another way in.
Change!
The Scarlet Scamp wasn't the only one good at using disguises. A tiny crack in the cave wall was all that Monkey needed.
Master, I was sure I was helping by bringing Kuan Yin here, but instead I've gotten myself captured and let everyone down.
Monkey shall find a way to get us out of here.
He'll never get into the cave unless he turns himself into something tiny like a bee or a mosquito or a fly. Didn't I tell you, Master? Here he is now. There's no end to his ingenuity. I'm afraid of spiders, but not today.
Huh?
Any minute now, he'll announce himself. Oh, I knew there was a reason to be scared of spiders.
What, it bit you?
Yeah, and it hurt.
Poor Pigsy.
Spiders and bees, what is this, a torture chamber?
Relax, Pigsy, it's only me.
Master, look, it's Monkey.
Don't worry, I'll have you out of here in no time.
And off Monkey went to deal with the Scarlet Scamp. Monkey knew that he had to free his companions, and that no child, no matter how powerful, was going to stop them and their journey to the west.